There will come a time when you'll feel invisible, when the people you cared for suddenly stop responding, when your messages are left unread, your presence unnoticed, and your heart begins to whisper, "Did I do something wrong?" But what if it's not rejection? What if it's redirection? What if Allah is not punishing you with silence, but protecting you through it? Sometimes, being ignored isn't a sign that you're unworthy, it's a sign that the timing isn't right. Because if that door had opened when your heart wasn't ready, it would have destroyed what Allah was trying to prepare for you. Every ignored text, every unanswered call, every delay that broke your heart, it was Allah quietly saying, "Not yet, my servant. You're not being abandoned. You're being prepared." He removes people not to humiliate you, but to humble your timeline. He delays your connections not to hurt you, but to heal what you can't yet see. And sometimes, Allah lets you feel the emptiness of silence so you can finally fill it with remembrance of Him. When Allah protects you from timing that's not right, it's not rejection. It's divine mercy hidden inside stillness. When Allah delays something, it's never because He forgot you. It's because He's building you, and the very thing you asked for at the same time. But here's the truth most people can't see. Not every blessing can arrive when you want it, because some blessings are so heavy, they require a stronger version of you to hold them. You see, when you make dua for something, a marriage, a career, a dream, or even peace, Allah begins to rearrange your life to match the weight of what you asked for. That's why everything starts breaking. That's why people start leaving. That's why silence enters where noise once lived. It's not that Allah is punishing you with delay. It's that He's polishing you through waiting. Imagine if you received everything you wanted instantly without patience, without preparation. You'd hold it with excitement, but lose it through weakness. Because without the strength of Sabr, even blessings become burdens. Allah loves you too much to let that happen. So instead, He lets delay mature you. Think about Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salam. He was ready to dream, but not yet ready to lead. So Allah placed him in the well, in slavery, and in prison not to harm him, but to harden his faith. When he finally stood in power, he wasn't bitter. He was merciful. Because delay had purified his heart before promotion elevated his status. That's how Allah works with you too. He withholds to shape your character, not to crush your confidence. He hides opportunities so you can find contentment. He silences answers so you can hear your own soul. Every time you say, "Why is it taking so long?" Allah could be saying, "Because the version of you who asked is not the version who will receive." The delay is not denial, it's a construction zone. Your heart is being rebuilt. Your faith is being tested. And the blessing itself is being refined to fit your destiny. So the next time you feel ignored, don't assume Allah has left you unseen. He's simply working behind the scenes, preparing both the blessing and the believer. So when they finally meet, the timing will be perfect, the heart will be ready, and the outcome will be pure. When life suddenly grows quiet, it's easy to panic. You start overthinking. You start wondering why people have changed, why opportunities have vanished, and why your heart feels like it's speaking into an empty sky. But what if that silence isn't emptiness? What if that silence is sacred space, a pause that Allah Himself placed between your pain and your purpose? You see, silence from Allah is never a sign of abandonment. It's a recalibration of your soul, because sometimes you've been running toward things that were never meant to be yours. You've been pouring your energy into connections that were never rooted in sincerity. And Allah, in His mercy, pauses your journey not to stop you, but to realign you. When everything grows quiet, He's saying, "Come back to me, let me tune your heart again." Have you noticed how silence reveals everything that noise once hid? When people fall away, you start to see who truly cared. When plans fall apart, you discover what you were relying on instead of Allah. And when no one replies, you finally turn to the one who always listens. Silence exposes your attachments and heals them. It shows you what was temporary, so you can return to what's eternal. Sometimes Allah will remove everyone around you, not to make you lonely, but to make you whole again in His remembrance. Because how can you hear divine guidance if your world is filled with constant distractions? He quiets the outside so you can finally hear the inside, the whisper of your fitra, the peace of your dhikr, the soft reminder that you were never alone. Even the prophets felt this silence. Prophet Yunus alayhi salam sat alone in the darkness of the whale's belly, no light, no sound, no help. Yet in that silence, he uttered the most powerful words of surrender. La ilaha illa anta, subhanaka, inni kuntu minaz zalimin. That moment of silence became the moment of salvation. So when Allah takes away voices, it's not to make you unheard, it's to make you listen deeper. Silence is where Allah resets your direction, recenters your heart, and renews your patience. You're not being ignored, you're being refined in the quiet, because Allah does His most beautiful work in silence. It hurts when people ignore you, when the ones you trusted suddenly stop showing up. You replay moments, question yourself, and wonder why hearts that once felt close have turned cold. But the truth is, sometimes the people who ignore you aren't your enemies. They're instruments of your redirection, chosen by Allah to push you toward the path He wrote for you, not the one you wanted for yourself. You see, Allah uses people as lessons. Some come to teach you patience, some come to teach you self-respect, and some come to leave to teach you that your worth was never dependent on their attention. When someone walks away without explanation, it's easy to think you're being punished. But in reality, Allah may be removing them because they were blocking something better. Maybe their presence was delaying your spiritual growth. Maybe their affection was making you forget Allah's. Maybe their validation had become your comfort when only Allah's approval should have been your peace. Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, was raised in Pharaoh's palace, the very place that once threatened to kill him. Allah placed him there, not to bless Pharaoh, but to prepare Musa. Even the people who seem to have power over your life are unknowingly serving Allah's plan for you. So when they turn their back on you, don't chase times, thank Allah instead. Asterisk. He just freed you from depending on what was never meant to sustain you. Sometimes rejection is protection, because if you had continued with that person, that job, that friendship, it might have destroyed your peace or your deen. So Allah, in His mercy, made their silence your shield. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize the people who ignored you weren't cruel, they were necessary. Their absence became your awakening. Their silence made you turn toward the one who never ignores, the one who listens, even when you can't find words. So let them go with gratitude. Their role in your story has ended, and that's okay. Because what's coming next will not ignore you, it will recognize the person you've become through patience, tawakkul, and divine redirection. When a door closes in your life, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a dream, your heart immediately feels betrayed. You stand there knocking, crying, pleading for it to open again. But sometimes, Allah closes a door, times not times, because He wants to deny you, but because He knows what's behind it would destroy you. A closed door doesn't mean Allah is punishing you. It means He's protecting you from timing, people, or paths that your heart desires but your soul cannot handle yet. We often chase things we're emotionally attached to, not realizing that attachment can blind us. You might think that opportunity was perfect, that person was your destiny, or that plan was your purpose. But Allah sees what you can't, the betrayal waiting behind that promise, the heartbreak hiding beneath that smile, the spiritual drift buried inside that perfect moment. And because He loves you, He closes it. He says asterisk no asterisk, not to hurt you, but to heal you from unseen harm. Think of Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, standing before the sea, trapped between Pharaoh's army and the impossible. To him, every door looked closed. But what happened? Allah split the sea, showing that when He closes one door, it's only because He's preparing to open something no human hand could ever unlock. When your plans collapse, Allah's wisdom is at work. He removes what's temporary to protect what's eternal. He closes the door to the wrong person to prepare you for the right one. He delays your dream so that when it comes true, it won't pull you away from Him. So stop fighting closed doors. Stop begging for what Allah has already blocked. Because if you force it open, you'll walk into something that was meant to end, not begin. Sometimes the most merciful thing Allah can do is say no, because His no is not rejection, it's redirection towards something purer, safer, and divinely timed. One day, when the right door opens and everything finally aligns, your heart will whisper in gratitude, "Ya Allah, thank you for the doors you closed. They saved me from stories that were never written for me." We live in a world that worships speed. Everyone wants overnight results, quick love, quick wealth, quick peace. But Allah, in His divine wisdom, slows you down, not to frustrate you, but to educate your soul in ways that instant gratification never could. Every delay carries a lesson that quick success could never teach. Because when everything comes too easily, gratitude fades. But when you've cried, prayed, and waited, even the smallest blessing feels like a miracle. Allah delays you so that your appreciation matures before your reward arrives. The waiting is where your heart learns sincerity. When nothing moves, when no one supports you, when your prayers feel unanswered, that's when you discover if your worship was conditional or unconditional. Do you worship Allah only when things go your way? Or can you still say Alhamdulillah when everything feels heavy and unclear? Delays reveal the truth of your faith. They peel away the illusion that you're in control and remind you that you're a servant, not the planner. And that realization transforms everything. You begin to see patience not as punishment, but as preparation. Because through delay, Allah is not withholding success. He's refining your character to sustain it. Look at the life of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. He waited decades for the blessing of a child. Decades of silence, tears, and dua until the time was finally right. Had he been given that blessing earlier, before his faith reached the level of absolute surrender, he might not have had the strength to place his beloved son on the altar of obedience. But the delay taught him submission, and through that submission, Allah made him the father of nations. So when your life feels slow, remember, divine timing isn't human timing. You're not being delayed, you're being deepened. Quick success feeds the ego. Slow success feeds the soul. When Allah delays your answer, He's saying, "You're asking for something beautiful, but I'm making you beautiful enough to hold it. So stay patient." Because the one who learns in waiting receives not just what they asked for, but wisdom, gratitude, and peace that last far longer than any quick reward ever could. Sometimes it's not what you want, that's the problem. It's times you want it. Because even something pure, even something written for you, can harm you if it arrives before its time. That's why Allah, in His infinite mercy, protects you from premature blessings. You might see a person and feel certain they're meant for you. You might chase an opportunity and feel sure it's yours. But Allah knows the version of you today might not be ready to handle the weight of that gift. So He waits, not because He doesn't want to give it, but because He doesn't want to see you break under the blessing. Think of rain. Too early, and it floods the soil before the seed can take root. Too late, and the ground cracks from thirst. But at the right time, the rain nourishes, strengthens, and brings life. That's divine timing. And that's exactly how Allah works in your life. He doesn't just give you what you ask for. He gives it to you in the moment it will grow you, not drown you. because what you call delay, he calls perfect alignment. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam had a dream as a child of stars bowing to him, but that dream took years of betrayal, slavery, and prison before it became reality. Why? Because the boy who dreamed wasn't yet ready to wear the crown. If the dream had come true too soon, he would have been destroyed by pride. But when it arrived at the right time, after patience, after pain, after surrender, it became not just his dream fulfilled, but his faith confirmed. Sometimes Allah lets you lose something now to save you from losing everything later. That wrong timing wasn't a mistake. It was mercy dressed as disappointment. He's not saying times never asterisk. He's saying not yet. When Allah delays what you love, it's because He's protecting your destiny from being built on weak foundations. He's ensuring that when it finally comes, it won't slip through your fingers, because your heart, your faith, and your trust will finally be strong enough to keep it. So don't rush divine timing, because when it's right, the same doors that once ignored you will open effortlessly. The same people who overlooked you will see your worth clearly. And you'll realize Allah wasn't late. He was just aligning everything so that when the moment came, nothing could go wrong. When people ignore you, your first reaction is pain, that hollow ache of invisibility. You question your worth, replay every conversation, and wonder why they no longer see you. But what if being ignored isn't humiliation? What if it's invitation? An invitation from Allah to rise higher, to shift your focus from those who overlook you to the one who never forgets you. Being ignored hurts because it attacks your sense of belonging. But Allah sometimes allows that wound to open, not to break you, but to detach you from false validation. You were never meant to find your worth in how people see you, but in how Allah sustains you. And when He removes their attention, it's because He's calling you to seek His attention instead. There's a sacred pattern in life. Before Allah elevates someone, He isolates them. He pulls them out of the crowd, removes unnecessary voices, and leaves them in silence so their dependence shifts from people to Him alone. Look at the life of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam again. His own brothers ignored him, betrayed him, threw him into a well, and walked away. But that rejection was actually redirection, because the same brothers who abandoned him became the reason he was taken to Egypt, where his story of elevation began. What they meant as harm, Allah used as transportation toward greatness. When people turn their backs, Allah is turning your direction. He's saying, you've outgrown this circle. It's time to step into a higher calling. That's why isolation often precedes elevation, because you can't rise while still clinging to environments that feed your ego or drain your spirit. Being ignored teaches humility. It teaches you to act without applause, to love without return, and to grow without being noticed. And that's when Allah begins to raise you quietly. Your heart strengthens, your intentions purify, and soon the same silence that once hurt you becomes your sanctuary. So when you feel ignored, don't chase people. Thank Allah for the unseen promotion, because every time someone turns away, Allah is whispering, "Come closer to me." And that closeness, that peace, that strength, that contentment is the true elevation this world could never offer. There will come a point in your journey when everything goes quiet. No messages, no friends checking in, no one understanding your pain. You'll look around and realize the crowd that once clapped for you has disappeared. And in that deep loneliness, you'll start to feel something terrifying and sacred. Because when Allah wants to teach you tawakkul, true dependence, He will gently remove every crutch you've been leaning on. He'll strip away every distraction, every false source of peace, until all that's left is you and Him. It's in that space, that silence, that real strength is born. You learn that comfort doesn't come from people, but from prayer. That peace doesn't come from attention, but from sujud. And that the most powerful companionship is the one you feel when no one else is there but Allah. Look at the prophets. Every one of them was tested with isolation before elevation. Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, fled into the desert alone and exhausted until Allah spoke to him through the fire. Prophet Yunus, alayhi salam, was left alone in the belly of a whale, in the darkest depths, yet that loneliness became the place of his greatest dua. Even our beloved Prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, would retreat to the cave of Hira, where silence birthed revelation. Every isolation was a purification. Every moment of loneliness was a lesson. You are never truly alone when your heart remembers Allah. Because when everyone leaves, you finally stop performing. You stop pretending to be strong for others and start being sincere with the one who already knows your weakness. You cry without embarrassment. You pray without distraction. And you realize this is where real healing begins. Allah lets you taste loneliness not to punish you, but to make you independent of the world and dependent on Him. He removes human support so you can feel divine support. He empties your circle so He can fill your soul. So the next time you find yourself left alone, don't rush to fill the silence. Sit with it, breathe through it, and say, asterisk, Ya Allah, if this is what it takes to know you more deeply, I accept it. Asterisk, because that's when loneliness transforms into intimacy. That's when emptiness becomes connection. And that's when you realize the entire purpose of being left alone was never abandonment. It was training for closeness. When you think things are falling apart, they're oftentimes falling into place, times just not according to your timeline. Because Allah's plan doesn't run on human clocks. It runs on divine synchronization, where every detail, every person, every moment, every silence is being perfectly aligned for your highest good. You see, your life is not random. It's a masterpiece of timing, but from your limited view, it looks messy, like disconnected pieces of a puzzle that make no sense yet. You only see the delay, but Allah sees the direction. You see silence, but Allah sees preparation. You see waiting, but Allah sees alignment. There are moments when you'll pray and see no response. You'll work hard and see no progress. You'll hold on to hope, yet nothing will move. But what you don't see is that Allah is aligning multiple factors behind the scenes, people you've never met, opportunities you've never imagined, and outcomes you couldn't have planned even if you tried. If He gave you what you wanted too early, it would collapse, because the environment, the people, and your heart wouldn't be synchronized yet. So instead, He waits until your readiness meets your reward. Think of Maryam, alayha salam. She was told she would bear a child without a husband. Confused, frightened, isolated, nothing made sense. But when the moment of birth came, Allah had already prepared the tree to give her fruits, the stream to give her water, and her name to be honored forever. Every part of her test had been timed with divine precision. That's how Allah operates in your life too. The people who left you did so exactly when they were meant to. The job that slipped away did so times to make space for the one you'll thrive in asterisk. The dua that's taking months, maybe years, it's being synchronized with something greater than you can imagine. So stop rushing the process. You are not waiting for Allah. Allah is waiting for everything to align perfectly for you. He's aligning your heart, your circumstance, your maturity, and your moment until everything meets in harmony. And when it does, it won't feel like a miracle that appeared out of nowhere. It'll feel like something that was times always meant to happen, asterisk, just finally revealed at the right time. Because Allah never forgets your dua. He's simply weaving it into the exact second it will mean the most. One day, the waiting will end. The silence will lift. The doors that once refused to open will swing wide as if they'd been waiting for you all along. And in that moment, you'll look back and realize the wait itself was never a delay. It was the delivery process of your destiny. Because when Allah finally unfolds His plan, everything makes sense. The heartbreak that broke you, the people who ignored you, The moments you thought he'd forgotten you, you'll see how each one was a brick in the foundation of what he was building. Every tear softened you. Every silence strengthened you. Every unanswered dua matured your faith until your heart was ready for the weight of what was written. You'll realize Allah wasn't saying asterisk no, asterisk. He was saying asterisk not until you're strong enough to keep it. Asterisk. When it finally happens, the right person, the right opportunity, the right peace, you'll see why it couldn't have come sooner. You weren't ready then. You would have mishandled it, misunderstood it, or mistaken it for something ordinary. But now, after the waiting, your heart knows its value. The wait purified your intentions. It taught you to choose faith over fear, trust over control, and patience over panic. It trained your soul to see blessings not as rewards, but as responsibilities gifted through growth. That's the beauty of divine timing. When it arrives, you won't question, why did it take so long? You'll whisper, asterisk, Ya Allah, now I understand. Asterisk. And at that point, your gratitude will be deeper than your original request, because you'll see how Allah protected you from rushing into things that would have destroyed you. You'll see how every moment of confusion was secretly mercy. You'll see that His silence was a form of speech, one that said, trust me, I know what you can't see. I know. So when it finally happens, don't just celebrate the outcome, honor the process. Because the waiting wasn't wasted time. It was transformation. It was Allah polishing you, protecting you, and preparing you. And the moment you receive what's meant for you, you'll realize you never needed to chase it. It was always coming at its appointed hour and written for you before you even knew how to ask for it. And you'll smile through tears and say, asterisk, Subhanallah. Every delay, every silence, every heartbreak, it all makes sense now. Ya Allah, your timing was perfect all along.